Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a story time. So when I was 5, my mom got married to a Belgian man, and that's when she decided to take me with her. So basically I grew up in Belgium. I'm from the north part of Belgium, so we speak Dutch, or how you call it, Flemish. This man, of course, he did good things as well, but it still doesn't cover the terrible things he did. When I was 9, we went outside to go somewhere, and my mom got pregnant from him. So when we were walking, and I was a bit disobeying because they told me to stay with them, but I just walked like faster. That's what I still do nowadays. I think that's just me. But okay, I back then I don't understand, but now I understand. It's dangerous to let your child go loose on the street, you know, and what if the kid disappears. So because he was concerned, he got mad and he started to nag to my mom. Like, he complained, he nagged like really bad. And especially for a pregnant woman, my mom is one who has a bad temper as well. So she got so messed up by his nagging that she reacted at me. And I remember that they were arguing all day long until in the evening, when she got so upset because of him nagging, so she was reacting at me. She beat the crap out of me. And yeah, it wasn't great. And I felt bad because she was pregnant, and to have that much of an anger while you're pregnant is not good. I remember she beat me so bad that I was wearing glasses back then, that my glasses flew around. And I saw him standing there at the front, at the door, just looking at how she was beating me. Like okay, I felt like he was enjoying it, and he wasn't even like helping me or like, you know, like protecting me from my mom beating me. He would only walk towards my glasses that fell on the floor and grab that, because he was afraid. He paid for that. He was afraid it was gonna break. Okay. And then there's when the question came from him to my mom, and my mom asked me, okay, it's your choice. You gonna listen and stay here, or you gonna go back to Thailand? That moment I already decided. As a 9-year-old, I decided I want to go back to Thailand. Please, just let me go back to Thailand. I don't want to, you know, like go through this again. While my mom was pregnant, I remember that one evening, or was it night? I don't remember. Maybe it was night, because I woke up. So they were arguing very loudly. I don't know how it started, but my mom was already like 6 or 7 months pregnant. Let's say 6. I don't remember. Her baby bump was just big. And I remember seeing him gonna like about to walk out of the house, and he said to her at that moment, if you're not gonna take the baby out, I'm gonna leave you. At that moment, I was thinking like, he's crazy. He's really crazy. One time we went to Thailand, for vacation, and he has this rich friend of his that wants his daughter to come with us. Of course, we were okay with it, but my ex-stepdad, he could have discussed it with us. But no, this man, he always has to decide things for himself. Even though it was for us, he was the one to decide. And yeah, like by surprise, she came with us, and my mom and I, we were confused. Like we told him, you should discuss it with us first. We didn't like it that he just decided things for himself. But later then, I realized that we had nothing to say. So the moment when we went to my village, and in our village it's really hot and there's no air conditioning, and I remember that day my mom had to do some things, some ritual things, you know, when coming back to your house after so long. And I was just chilling inside the house with my sister, with the chick, and I remember him being so angry. I think he got really crazy of the heat. This stupid, he was so mad, so aggressive, that he was talking bad about my family. He said, "Look at the monkey sitting out there." I don't know what went to his head to become so disrespectful to my family. But so from that moment I got mad as well, and I had the right to be disrespectful to him as well. So I stood up and I went to him. I said, "What the hell is your problem?" And because he was already in that state of being mad, he couldn't handle me like talking back at him and, you know, like stand up for my family. And he came towards me. He was about to hit me, but luckily my mom and my aunt, they came in between, and my aunt took me away, my mom pushed him away. So we all went back to Belgium, and from that vacation on, I never spoke to him ever again. Every single day when my mom came home from work, and I was already a bit older, so I realized that, you know, as a small kid, I didn't realize it at first how unhappy my mom was. But when I was like getting older, I saw the transformation in her in a bad way. She was getting more skinny. She didn't dress up anymore. She didn't put makeup anymore. She looked just older than her age. And she was so unhappy. I could see it in her. She came back from work every day and she would drink. She would always drink. At that time she was really alcoholic, but she would talk to me, you know, to relieve her stress, this and that. And she would tell me how he treats her at work. You know, like, as I know, if a couple is married, it has to be, the reason has to be love, right? You have to treat each other with respect, this and that, you know. But I knew by then he didn't marry my mom by love. He just wanted the wife. Okay, so now let's get to the point where it all ends. The house that we lived in, so my mom and him, they bought it, but it was all his idea to renovate the place because he bought it from an old guy. He wanted to renovate the place, but it took years before it finished. The house also had a problem with electricity, so we didn't have electricity upstairs. What would we do? We would take electricity from downstairs with a long plug and just connect it to upstairs. I was laying on my bed and I was just on the internet, this and that, and suddenly I hear my little sister crying downstairs because she couldn't find my mom. And my little sister started panicking, so he started to panic as well. And he told her, close all the lines, this and that, and he took out the plug that was connected to upstairs. And so everything turned out upstairs. And I yelled from upstairs that turn it back on. So he didn't hear me, so I ran downstairs. While I was walking down the stairs, he was telling me electricity upstairs is already fixed. But hey, stubborn me, I did not want to listen to him or even talk to him, so I didn't listen, and I was just ignoring him. I walked downstairs and I put the plug. I tried to put the plug back in, and it was this close until the plug went in, this close. And from one moment to another, I got kicked from my side with my other side towards the stairs. It was a shock, of course, because I'm like, is this really happening? Am I being beaten by this man? He kicked me, and that wasn't it. He kicked me, I fell on the floor, and he would kick me a few times more. He was suddenly pinning me down to the floor. I was actually really scared that he was gonna rape me. I really was, because you don't know what's gonna happen. My mom wasn't there. He let me go, and then I stood up. I tried to punch him as well, but I was small. He was 3 times bigger than me and fat, and I tried to punch him as well, but of course it's not gonna knock him out. I tried to go for the cross because that's the weak spot, right? And it did nothing. So then he was I don't know why, but I felt like he was enjoying that moment, while beating me, because that's what he wanted to do all this time, for me not obeying him. And my sister, she was witnessing everything. She was only 5 years old, and of course she stopped crying. She stopped crying because she was shocked by what she saw. I got many blackouts because he would punch me in the face. I would say, if I have to count, more than 10 times, between 10 and 20 times, just around there. But not enough that my face was bleeding or anything, but I had a big bump here on my forehead. My lips were swollen, my cheeks were swollen. I was afraid that my nose was bleeding, but no, there was no bleeding. But when I looked myself in the mirror, my face looked messed up. And then, every time that I got off the blackout, I got punched in the face again. So I was in the blackout, then off the blackout, and got punched in the face again. Oh my gosh. And he was like, I'm gonna call the police, I'm gonna call the police. What the hell? Aren't I supposed to call the police? I got beaten up, and I was for no reason, and I'm just 17. Dude, There's really something wrong with you. I ran upstairs. I wanted to call the police first, but I ended up calling my ex first back at the time. Yeah, I told him to come get me because it's not gonna end well. After we hung up, I heard the police downstairs. So I stormed downstairs to explain to the police, you know. This was it for today. But thank you for listening, guys. Sorry if it's too long. Sorry that my English wasn't good. But I hope that you enjoyed the story, even though it's a serious one. But thank you for listening.